this time, please rise, remove your hats, and join us honoring America with our national anthem sung tonight by my Riddle Berea College class of 2020.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets like the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You did all right.
My Riddle ladies.
You did all right.
I'm finna send that one to Layla. I'm gonna send
You
it to
did all
Layla.
right. Don't
I'ma
get,
send it to
don't get carried away. You did.
Starting with number 3, Tariq Miller. From Blackie, Kentucky, a sophomore guard, number 5, Isaac Buttle. A freshman guard from Richmond, Kentucky, number 10, Wade Charlton. A junior guard from Whitesburg, Kentucky, number 23, Torrell Carter. And rounding out tonight's starting lineup, 4 Mountaineers from South Shore, Kentucky, senior center, number 50, Jacob Wheeler. And as always, Mountaineers are coached by John Henley with his assistants, Cody Riley and Travis Coffey. The officials for today's contest are Gary Griffin, Adam Buckles, and Luke Dukas.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roland Will Willie Court here in Berea, Kentucky. Got some nice Division III men's basketball action coming at you guys tonight as our Berea College Mountaineers face off against the Maryville College Scots in a three-way tie for 4th place. So whoever wins this game is going to get a little edge in the seating. My name's Lane Hinton. I'll be providing your play-by-play. Next to me is Joe Salim, legendary commentator here in Berea.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about legendary. You're being very generous on that one.
It depends on who you ask. But I know I'm ready to get back into this action, and Mountaineers are going to start out with the tip. Charlton giving it up to Cottle, back to Carter, and something interesting, Mountaineers are starting number 50, Keebler, tonight.
Yeah. Happy to see the big guy in there.
Yeah, you know, clogging up the paint. He got a little size on this Maryville team, so I think Coach is trying to make some adjustments and be able to match up with that rebounding presence.
Yeah, and I think we can't say enough about the last few games that we've seen Keebler in action. Done a great job with busy hands, making sure you get some blocks, some rebounds, creating a lot of opportunities on the defensive end, and, you know, every once in a while, giving a little bit of a scoring threat down low as well.
Yep, you got to guard him down low. You know, he may not never go off for 20, but he's going to play hard for you, and he's going to be consistent out there. And the long three goes from number 12, Bryce Martin, and Maryville got the first points of the night. And one key that the Mountaineers are going to focus on tonight, they're definitely going to look to rebound. That's where they've struggled a couple of the last few games, and something that they can feel like they could take charge of tonight. They have a +7 advantage against this Maryville team, so I expect them to crash the glass hard.
Yeah, I think one thing you'll find is sometimes a little bit harder after you beat a team to go in and do the same thing over again. I'm sure their coach was focused on that as well. They were -7 on the boards from the Maryville side.
And Keebler gets called for the push foul. A little too aggressive on that rebound. Got tangled up.
There might have been a jump ball. They held onto the ball together for a second or two before Keebler fell on top of the guy.
Yeah, I think it's just that look of being on top that gets the call. And they get that floater to go. That's going to be number 14, Felix Udali. Miller with the ball for the Mountaineers. Moving it around the perimeter, trying to get it inside to Keebler. 1-on-1 in the post. Got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to be aware of that. 3 seconds. Miller with a long range bomb. No good. And offense just a little too stagnant right there. Tried to feed it into the post. Couldn't get the look and didn't really have a backup plan. Maryville saves it from going out of bounds.
Yeah, I was kind of hopeful that might go by him, because if so, Terrell Carter was going to be at the other end.
Yeah, he was anticipating it. He was ready for that steal and breakaway. They get it inside, and great hands from Miller to strip that one away. Carter coming the other way for the Mountaineers, leading the charge. And they're going to call the travel violation. One too many steps.
That was great hands and great body control there by Tariq Miller on the other end. To get that ball away without getting a foul called.
Playing hard on the defensive end early, and you got to continue that. At the other end, you just got to knock down some shots and get that offense into a rhythm. They shoot the three and knock it down, and Kevin Chong from deep. So Maryville, 2 early threes.
8-0 run to start this game off.
And the Mountaineers got to be a little more willing to close out on those shooters, force them to drive. Carter with the basketball, taking it into the paint. Once again, late in the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Miller a three. Can't get that to go. So, a couple possessions here from the Mountaineers where they really haven't been able to get their primary look, and the offense kind of breaks down. And one, he gets the hoop and the harm. Number 12, Martin, with that drive.
Yeah, I think on that one, Keebler straight up, and then the guy goes into his body. His arms came down, and you're going to get called for that 100% of the time.
Like you caught it the other day, fold in the big man.
Yep. We were taught, as smaller players on the court, when you're going in there with the guys who are 6'8" through 7 foot, you got to go right at them so that they fold in on you and get that foul call.
And Martin knocks down that first free throw. Well, the only and one free throw.
11 straight now unanswered here for Maryville.
Berea's got to get something going, and subbed in a couple players on that free throw. Got number 33, Embry, number 2, Hudson, and number 30, Doty, all checking in for the Mountaineers. Carter can't get that jumper to go. Struggling offensively here.
Yeah, it looks kind of forced right now on the offensive end. There's not a lot of flow. It's really start and stop. You got to get them into a rhythm. Otherwise, this is going to be a very ugly game.
They shoot the long-range bomb, and again from deep Maryville, that's Sanders with a tray.
3 threes, 3 different guys shooting them.
And if I'm a Mountaineers head coach, I'm considering calling a timeout right here to just kind of reset my guys. Charlton inside, dumps it down low to Embry. They finally get one to go, and he gets the layup.
That's a good cut there by Embry. Good find by Charlton.
And the seal has been broken. Perhaps they'll get a couple more shots to go from here on out.
Get it back! Hey! Back it up! Hoover!
And Coach Placeris calling for his team to slow things down and set the offense up. The left-hand jumper is good from Martin.
Found the empty space there in the middle of the floor. Mountaineers, I'm guessing, messed up a little bit on the rotation.
And stripped away by Brooks. Brooks on the break. Can't get the left-hand layup to go, but they get their own rebound. And knock down one more from deep. That's Sanders. And Maryville out to a 19-2 lead here early with 15 minutes remaining. Mountaineers call a timeout. Berea's down 2-19.
Scots, number 24K.
The shot selection so far in the game. Keep it up, keep up creativity. Hey, hold it down. Don't stop playing. Right? If you don't win, you don't get a medal. You don't get a
And getting ready to get back into the action here with just over 15 minutes remaining in this first half, and the Mountaineers need a surge of energy. Just so far a little stagnant on offense. Got to get some more motion in, got to get some good looks, and most importantly, you got to knock them down.
Yeah, I don't think they've had a lot of good looks early on in this game, and they definitely haven't knocked them down. The one time they got a good movement on offense was really from MJ Embry coming off the bench, and there he is again, just short on his three.
And not quite the result that you wanted. And a little confusion as to...
No, I think they know who it went off of. It just hit Quay, or not Quay, excuse me, hit Kevion there in the face.
A little shaken up.
Yeah, they're just trying to make sure he's okay.
And Cottle off the inbound, quick trigger, can't get that one to go. Long rebound leads to the break. The Euro step is good, and they get the left-hand layup to go from Chong.
And that's the shot you kind of want on that out of bounds. Cottle there in the short corner.
And he's hit that so many times. That's his shot this year. Just can't get it to go. And it led to a long rebound. Didn't have anyone to rebound down the perimeter. Hudson inside, getting past his man, throws up a miracle shot and knocks it down.
And I think that's one thing you get from Hudson there is a lot of times he'll push and force the issue when the offense is flowing, and it ends up costing us a little bit on these type of games where you're not getting much offense. This is where you want him to start taking over a little bit, creating some opportunities.
Yep, Maryville knocks down another three, and like you said, you know, in a game where you're not scoring, somebody's got to make something happen. You got to have that player that's willing to go in there and create that contact.
And so many times this year it's been Quay Charlton or Kevion.
And Kevion tries to get another one to go, just short on the layup. But that overall a pretty good look. And if you're the Mountaineers, you probably want that look again. Carter thought he had the rebound. It was poked out from behind. They get it inside, and finally rebound goes to the Mountaineers. Carter coming the other way. And just look a little out of place so far. Can't secure a rebound, and
offensively and defensively, yeah. And I know as a coach on the soccer side, a lot of times my girls talk about how home games are a little bit harder to get fired up and ready to go. You know, on an away trip, you're on the bus the whole time. You're talking about your sport. You're ready to go. You're in the right mindset as soon as you hit the place where you're playing. At home, you know, you're in class. You've been sitting in the dorm, and you've worked on some homework, and you know, and then it's people show up at different times and all kinds of other stuff. And I think some of that is showing right here. You know, it looks like we're just a little out of sync. We got Jair Jackson now into the game, and Quay Charlton also.
And Jackson, a good energy player for the Mountaineers that can really provide that spark that we were talking about that they need just to get them going, with a good rebound or a Duncan going the other way. And Charlton gets his own board right there. And they did not reset the shot clock. Or they did reset the shot clock. But the referee saying that no need to do that, so it's going to put it down to 10 seconds, giving the Mountaineers even less time to work with.
Yeah, my guess is we thought that maybe there was some possession by Maryville, and then Quay took it out of their hands, but not the case in the referee's eyes.
And they're going to call the carry as Cottle tried a little hesitation move and just put his hand under the ball, and they're going to call that.
Let's run up. Let's go action three with Barron. Action three.
So guess it starts on the defensive end for the Mountaineers. You got to get a stop, and you know, maybe that'll feed into offense, maybe get a breakaway. And Maryville's hot from deep. Sanders knocks down the one from a couple feet behind the line.
I'm not even sure if they've missed a three so far this game.
Shooting well, that's for sure. And the struggles continue as miscommunication there from Carter to Cottle, and they throw that one out of bounds.
I think one of the hardest things as a player, and you probably can attest to this, I know back in my days of playing, a lot of times when you look up at the board and you see, hey, we're already down 23, first half isn't even over yet, doesn't seem like anything's going right, it's hard to get motivated and try to get yourself out of that rut. You got a longer.
As Cottle finally gets that one to go, gets the and one shot, and like you're saying, I think it's more important in those times to have that player, have that leader to be able to step up and recognize, like, hey, you know, this could be a lot worse, guys, and if we're going to make a move, now's the time to start fighting back into it. Don't dig ourselves in this big of a hole. And still plenty of time, 12 minutes remaining here in this first half as Cottle goes to the line for his and one free throw attempt, and he knocks that one down.
Yeah, you just got to try to dig yourself out little by little, and I think a lot of times people lose sight. They look at the big number and they don't realize, hey, we can knock it down by 2 minutes every minute, or 2 points every minute, and we'll be back in this thing in no time.
Right, and they come down and try to jack up a couple threes or get quick shots, and the most important thing is just executing. As a long rebound goes to the Mountaineers, Cottle with it. Moving it around the perimeter. Charlton pull-up three, knocks that one down, and foot was on the line.
Foot on the line, on the move, but still,
right? You get the shot to go through.
Exactly. This is what you want to see, a couple of stops to turn into some good offense.
And they feed it into the post, working on Jackson. Fakes the three, gets past his man, pull up in the corner, way off.
Terrell Carter there flew in for the rebound and just could not careen it.
And we have a timeout called on the floor with 11:23 remaining in this first period. Berea 9, Maryville 27. All right, so we're setting to get back into this one. Just under 12 minutes remaining, and Mountaineers finally getting to see a couple shots go through the basket. Looking to string together a little run before the half and make this a little more even. Inbound goes to Ukulele. Cross-court pass.
Good rotation here in the zone.
And they got to throw one up at the end of the shot clock, and shot clock violation before they get that shot off. So good defense by the Mountaineers, forcing them to run the shot clock all the way down and then getting a bad shot out of it. That's what you want to see on the defensive end.
And I could be wrong, but I think Tariq Miller actually hit that before the guy got the shot off. He pushed it to the side, which is why it went to the side of the rim.
And that effort pays off in small ways. And they're going to call a defensive foul right there. And checking in is number 11, Josh Brooks. Got a Miller and Jackson pick and roll. Looking to get it down low in the block. Cottle spins around the defender, right hand, and can't get that one to go, but he's met with a lot of contact, and he's going to the line for two.
Last foul was
Number 11, Brooks, for the Scots, called for the hit. His first team foul. That is a shooting foul, so Cottle is at the line, shooting two.
And Cottle going to the line for the and one free throw attempt. And he knocks down that, not the and one free throw. He did not make the shot, but he made the first free throw, getting the second attempt here. He knocks down that one, 2 for 2 from the line that time.
A little confusion here on who.
20 on that last foul that I called, not 12. 20 block. Everybody has 12. Right, but it was 20.
And referee discussing as to who that foul was called on, whether it was 12 or 20.
I think he meant 20, but he showed 12, and that's what the book ended up having. So that's he was trying to clear that up. Good call by the ref there, making sure he has it right.
And a good active hand from Charlton right there to poke away that inbound pass. And checking in for the Mountaineers, number 2, Hudson. Mountaineers within 16 now. Much better deficit than it was originally. And just continuing to play hard on the defensive end.
That's what we were talking about. They were down by 20 with 12 minutes to go. Now we're down in the 10.5 mark, and they're already back within 16. They keep narrowing that down. By the time we hit halftime, we could be tied or have a lead or at least be within striking distance.
Yeah,
and that's how you got to look at these kind of games. When they start to get the blowouts, the longer it goes on, the worse it becomes.
Yeah, the main thing is you got to try to keep it competitive.
Exactly.
No matter what the scoreboard looks like, your efforts got to be the same. You got to be playing your hardest.
When you see there, we got a nice stop. You got Clay Charlton getting that and one like he normally does, going in there like a cannonball.
You just cannot stop him on his way to the rim. Too much momentum there.
He was my least favorite type of player to play against.
Just so hard to guard and did not care who he was playing.
Right, he's short, so his center of gravity is already low, and he can jump, and he's got a good strength to him. Yeah, so what do you do with that kind of player? He's fast, and he's able to adjust his body in the air like you just saw there and get the and one. That's very hard to guard if you're a big man or even a medium man.
And normally in that kind of situation, you say, okay, well, let's let him shoot. But Charlton's been shooting really well from deep this year, so kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's a lot like guarding Terrell Carter down there, too.
Yeah.
Just liable to do anything. And they get it inside, and Doty with the block right there. And they're going to say he was fouled on the putback attempt.
It looked like Hudson maybe.
Yep, they're going to call it on Hudson.
Yeah, he got a little bit of arm. I think he got the ball, but a little bit of arm as well.
Yeah, just a little tangled up down there. And from the referee's perspective, it looks like a lot of contact.
Yeah, I think that's the right perspective. He got enough of that forearm to make a difference.
And he knocks down that first free throw. That's Ukulele from the line.
Two for two there for Ukulele. Making it a 15-point ball game now. Just under 10 left.
Carter gives it up to Hudson. Moving it around the perimeter. That drive by Charlton into the rim. Once again, just being aggressive, making things happen on the offensive end.
And I'm an Alabama football fan, and one thing I love about them is when they find something that works, they just stick with it until the other team figures out how to stop it. That's what Clay Charlton seems to be doing here. Every time he drives, he seems to be going to the line, and I would keep going.
You said Alabama football. I thought you were about to make a halfback comparison.
Well, that too. Yeah, that too. And Damian Harris was just down the street here at Madison Southern for 4 years of high school, and it looked very, very similar to him running at some of those big guys out there.
Just a strong, small guy, very quick and agile. And Charlton knocks down that second one, so knocking down both free throws right there, and that's going to be important, especially when you're down. You really got to execute and capitalize on those free shots, and they do right there.
Yeah, now the lead down to 13, 9.5 minutes left. See if they can get a defensive stop here out of the zone.
The step back jumper way off, air ball, and tried to save it out of bounds, but he is out of bounds, and it's going to be Berea basketball. So Mountaineers within 13 right here with the potential chance to make it a 10-point game.
Dream big, Lane. Get a 4-point play here. Foul on the made three.
Single digits. You never know. Anything's possible.
No, little by little. You go ahead and you trim it 2 points at a time, 1 point at a time, whatever you can get.
Yeah, just any basket counts. And Doty with the rebound off the Cottle miss shot. And they're going to say it's Maryville ball going the other way after he's blocked and no call. The top of the key, the drive.
Wow.
Can't get it to go. And
I'm shocked that they called that if they didn't call the one down here. Seemed pretty straight up and down. He got off the body in order to swing for that block. It didn't hit the guy, so.
But going to call the foul that's going to send Ka to the line.
So number 24, K is shooting 2.
K. Pronunciation is K, not Ka. And checking in for the Mountaineers, number 3, Miller, and in for the Scots, number 21, Jackson, and number 23, Green.
Second shot.
And no good on the free throw, but they get the offensive rebound right there. Green does.
Good job by Tariq Miller there getting the save.
And like he does just about every game, just those active hands, tipping passes, and coming away with it. And what a shot from Hudson as he hits the turnaround.
Again, he's able to create on his own a lot. He's a lot like ISO Joe. You remember?
Joe Johnson,
the big. It's a style of basketball that a lot of people might not like, but you need those players to be able to create their own shot a lot of times.
Yep,
especially when your offense has been a little stagnant.
Yeah, players like Harden and Carmelo receiving a lot of flack for that, but sometimes you need that player that just can come in and get the bucket. As Hudson is blocked from behind. And it's going to be Berea basketball, so 12-point game right here, 8 minutes remaining, still plenty of time to make this one within single digits. And Carter on the wing. Still looking for his first points of the game. Hudson pull-up 3.
Not a bad shot. Not a bad shot, just not there.
Yep, he was open, and you like the confidence to shoot that.
Yeah, top of the key 3 for a guard. You want that? That's,
It's a good shot.
Yeah, we just got to knock some of those down. That's the difference in this game. I mean, Maryville, I think, has hit 5 or 6 threes.
And I don't think we've hit any of them.
I don't know that we've hit one. We've had some three-point plays, but the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So.
Before they put in the three-point line.
Right.
And timeout called on the floor with 7.5 remaining in our first half. Maryville up 30, Berea 18-5.
Go to the side, coach. Listen, hey, 28-foot mark on this side. It's on the side? Yeah, on the side. Hey, she's recording.
And we're set to resume the action. Just under 8 minutes remaining. And checking in after that timeout for the Scots, number 1, Chong. It's going to be Maryville basketball to inbound on the side.
3, BG, you got 5. So we go.
Sanders with it. Inside and defended well by Doty, and a little bit of a questionable call there. Looked like Doty might have been straight up, but they are going to give him the foul.
I'm not sure what else he's supposed to do on that one. I mean, he bent his wrist, but he had contact with the ball, so.
And as the coach, I mean, you just tell your player, hey, keep in there, you did everything right. Just sometimes it doesn't go your way. So you knock down that free throw, K does. And he hits the second one as well. It's going to be Miller with the ball for the Mountaineers. Cottle on the wing, gets it inside to Doty in the low post. Pull-up jumper. Can't get that one to go.
Again, his short corner shot, which is what you want, right from the side there. Just can't get it to go.
The inside drive gets past his man, and they're fighting for the rebound. Maryville comes away with it. Kay in the corner.
Good job by Tariq Miller there.
Yep, and great anticipation from Carter leads to the steal on the break. Gets the easy layup right there. And that's what you need, a little momentum. Great defense feeding into good offense.
And Maryville's number 24 there picked up his dribble and was lost all of a sudden. And
Miller did a good job of making sure he was in his face, not giving him a second to breathe or think about where that pass was going.
Yeah, he has that smothering defense. That's one thing you can count on him every game, no matter whether he's scoring on the offensive end or not. From the defensive side, that smothering defense is going to be there.
And they call the foul on the drive. The foul is on Hudson. That is going to send number 11 Brooks to the line.
Shooting foul, number 11 Brooks, shooting 2.
Lines up first. And knocks it down. And some substitutions here for the Scots. Number 12, Martin, comes in. And in for the Mountaineers, we have number 10, Charlton, and number 50, Keebler. And Brooks knocks down that second one, goes 2 for 2 from the line that time. Mountaineers teetering back and forth between 12 and 14-point deficit.
A lot better than the 24 that was up there a little while ago.
Absolutely. Carter inside drive, switch to the left hand, and knocks that down. And, as a defender, you kind of just throw your hands up in frustration at that point. You
Good
can't guard
defense,
that.
better offense sometimes. I mean, that's the one where you salute. Good job, brother.
And really difficult shot, but he has a knack for making those tough shots. Moving it around the perimeter, they get it inside, posting up on Carter, and Carter, good hand to poke that one away. Gets into the lane, the dump down, and blocked from behind. Carter gets the rejection.
Good job there by Cottle, also getting the secondary rejection to keep the ball out of their hands so they couldn't get a shot up.
Keeping tipping it away.
Came down, you got to call that one as well. So,
absolutely, and Carter with a good last minute right here, just giving his team some energy and getting on the scoreboard and making that defensive play down there as well. That's exactly what you want from your leader as he knocks down that free throw. And 2 for 2 from the line that time. It is a 10-point game now.
great job by the Mountaineers here fighting back.
Good action right here. Good action right here. Good action right here. Good action. Here we go. Work.
And Sanders out on the wing. And Keebler with some pretty good perimeter defense for the big right now, just keeping them off the line. And they get it inside, get the layup to go. Going to be Miller with the ball for the Mountaineers. Screen from Keebler. And Cottle loses the handle, but it's saved, gets it to Charlton. A little bit of a scramble, and Miller pulls it out and says, all right, let's calm things down for a second. And Carter is blocked on the drive.
I think there, he didn't throw that shot up soon enough. He had the contact there, and if he got his arms into it, maybe gets a call. But on that one, he waited till the contact left before he started going for the shot, and then they were able to block him.
Yep, waited till that second defender showed up, and by then it's a little too late. Great hands by Carter to come away with that steal. They got the break up to Miller. Layup is goaltended, and that's going to count.
Look on Therese Miller's face is, why would you do that? It was clearly off the backboard. Yeah.
But, good hustle to try to get back. Just it hit the glass first, and they're always going to call that. So 10-point game right here, 4 minutes remaining, and checks in for the Mountaineers. It's going to be number 14, Dakota Mays.
And Jair Jackson also came in on that stoppage. So two big guys, Dakota, very versatile, able to play outside and inside.
Yep.
Hands by Charlton there.
Swarming defensively, and a dogfight down there. Charlton comes away with it. He said, I'm taking this one.
I took that. I'm going to take it.
He said, I see you, buddy, but this one's mine. I earned that. And Mountaineers fight back, and it's now an 8-point game with just under 4 minutes remaining. Berea 28, Maryville 36.
Full timeout.
preparing to jump back into this one, and Mountaineers stringing together a couple of good defensive stops those last few possessions, forcing the Maryville players into some turnovers, and that leads to the easy buckets on the other end, and some great effort from Charlton on that last one. Going to be Maryville ball to inbound. Sanders with the ball. Gets it all the way inside and knocks that one down.
Yeah, he just beat Quay on the dribble on that one and got into the open lane. I think Dakota Mays came over, but it was a little late.
Yep, that's just speed right there. And Jackson gives it up to Carter. And Jackson demanding the ball right there, couldn't get it, trying to seal off his man, and you know that's frustrating as a post if you're working down there continually creating separation and just not getting fed.
Yeah.
Good anticipation by Carter right there to poke that one away.
Not a bad shot there by Mays. He just couldn't get that one down, and then good job on the defensive end by Terrell Carter interfering there. Knocking it off the Maryville player. Doty also back into the game, and Isaac Cottle also enter.
It's going to be Carter with the ball. Mays in the drive. Charlton with it now.
Got Terrell Carter there in the high post looking.
And Doug gets past his man and shows a little athleticism to hang in the air and get that one to go. It's now an 8-point game again. Moving it around the perimeter a little bit. Mountaineers in the 2-3 zone right now, and
good rotation on it.
Absolutely working hard. And that's exactly what you want if you're the Mountaineers. Can't get the turnover right there, but you know the offense is obviously uncomfortable, struggling to score on this zone.
Yeah, offense-defense switch there brings Jair Jackson in for Doty. Make sure he doesn't pick up that third foul in this 8-point ball game now with 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
And they get the inbound, goes to Sanders, no good on the three. I'm gonna say an off-ball foul.
Yeah, I think Dakota Mays there touched that touch number 24 from Maryville while he was already falling. If you're a ref, you see him touch him and you see the guy hit the ground. You know, you got to call something. That's a rough one. If you're Dakota Mays, I don't think he did anything wrong there.
Didn't really earn that foul, but he's gonna get called for it. And Kay knocks down his first free throw.
Go blue again, blue again, blue.
And the second one is no good, so still a single-digit game right here. Mountaineers are down 9, 2 minutes remaining, still plenty of time, and they're playing hard to get back into this one. Inside the Mays, turnaround jumper. Good, no good, but and Jackson was nearly there for the putback, just couldn't get the roll. And you like to see that effort from him, though. You know, that's something that you have really been lacking for the Mountaineers, just that offensive rebounding presence. And Jackson coming in there doing that dirty work, can't get it to go.
Another three from Maryville.
And they continue to shoot it well from deep.
Yeah, stretching that lead back out to 12 points now. Mountaineers got to make sure that after all that work, they don't let it get out of hand here in the last 2 minutes of this first half.
Yep, ideal situation for the Mountaineers. You can bring this one within single digits going into the locker room. Cotto gets the steal, and I'm going to say the Maryville player was out of bounds. Checking in for the Mountaineers is number 3, Miller.
Clock adjustment 28 seconds.
And they set the shot clock to 28 seconds.
They're saying Maryville had possession while he was jumping out of bounds and tried to save it.
It's going to be Miller to inbound, gets it into Charlton. And Jackson has his man down there, 1-on-1.
Yeah, he demanded it too. You heard him yelling, Quay, give me the ball.
And that's what I was talking about just a little bit earlier. You know, you do that work as the big man, and you got to make sure the guards know you're down there. Otherwise, they're not going to give it to you. And just great body control by Jackson to get that layup to go. And
great entry pass even by Clay to get it just to his hand so he can spin right around the defender.
There's always a very tricky pass, that low post bounce. And Kay gets that layup to go.
I think Terrell assumed that he was going to get rid of that.
Carter pulls his man out on the perimeter, drives past him, and can't get the layup to go, but he gets his rebound. Jackson's in there fighting for it, and going to call the foul on
number 1, I'm assuming? 12.
Number 12. Going to be number 12, Martin, called with the foul, and that is going to send Jackson to the line. And Jackson, on the last couple of possessions, I think that's 3 or 4 offensive rebounds that he's gathered, and that's exactly what he provides for you, just that energy. And too strong that time. Checking in for the Scots is number 11, Brooks, and in for the Mountaineers, number 33, Embry. And Jackson's going to the line for his second attempt.
Good bank shot there. It's open.
It is, in fact, open. Seems a little late, but if they'll let you go through, go through.
And if you're the Mountaineers, you want to stop here and try to get something on the offensive end to go into halftime within single digits here.
Yep, and it starts with that good defense, and you know, Mountaineers stringing together a couple of good possessions defensively, looking to continue the streak right here. The baseline reverse layup is good. That extends the lead to 13. Mountaineers have it, 12 seconds remaining.
I think the problem here is you keep giving up that high post position, and there's a hole in the defense when you're in that 2-3.
Cottle shakes his man, gets the 3 to go, and put him on the and one mixtape. And as time expires in this one, Cottle hits the big shot to put it within 10 going into the half. With our halftime score, Berea 36, Maryville 46. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with our second half of action.